Today we're making lasagna from scratch. In a perfect world, you'd put your carrots, onions, and celery in a food processor, but I don't have one, so I just chop them up as small as I can. Add your salt, pepper, stirred around for about 10 to 15 minutes or so. After that's all cooked down, throw in a pound of beef or pork, stir it around and mix that for about 30 to 40 minutes until it's all cooked through. Make a well in the center, throw in your garlic, and after about 30 seconds, when you start to smell that shit, stir it into everything else. Spoon in one of those tiny little cans of tomato paste you see at Kroger for like 50 cents. Stir it all around, cook it down for maybe about 10 minutes or so. Now the star of the whole show is these San Marzino tomatoes. Don't come at me with this crushed or diced bullshit. It's got to be the full fucking thing. I also threw in some cherry tomatoes that were taking up too much space in my fridge, but now I'm just kind of pouring in enough broth to cover all the meat. Stir it around, incorporate everything. Season your pan with what you think would be good. Salt, pepper, oregano, thyme, paprika, crushed red pepper, anything like that. Don't be afraid to over-season your dish, white people. I know we're scared of a lot of things, but paprika should never be one of them. Leave it on a simmer and check on it every 10 or so minutes. After about 45 minutes, you want to start crushing the tomatoes and stirring it into the sauce. After that, you kind of just walk away for a few hours, but check on it every 30 to 40 minutes. I usually let mine simmer for about 3 hours and I come out with a really thick consistency. This is done. Let's take this off heat and get started on our cheese mixture. In a big bowl, add a shit ton of ricotta and crack an egg into it. I usually like to chop up some spinach for this part too, but I forgot to grab some at the store, so it's not here. Stir that all in together and then put it to the side. Shred up some cheese. Don't buy that pre-shredded bullshit. Just get a fucking cheese grater, quit being lazy, do it yourself. In the pan you're using, throw down a layer of meat sauce and add some ricotta to it. Stir everything up until it looks like a big bloody mess. I really like to use the oven-ready noodles. I don't like to boil my noodles before I have to make a pan with them. It just seems really stupid and impractical. So I throw down a layer of noodles and I just repeat the process with the sauce and cheese and noodles, sauce and cheese and noodles until I get to the very end. Throw on all the mozzarella cheese you shredded and then hit it with some Parmesan. Cover it in foil and throw it in a preheated oven at 350 degrees for about a half an hour. After all the cheese is melted, you want to take it out and finish it underneath the broiler. You have to stay vigilant about this last part. After about 5 minutes, it's going to start happening really, really quickly. But once you get the desired color on the cheese, then you know it's ready. That looks dope, but I'm going to let it sit for about 15 minutes before cutting into it. Try it for yourself. Thanks.